Hi there, this is John from RevSoft, and what we're going to do is give you a sneak peek of the new View Control Center. But first of all, I want to explain a couple of things first in case you're new to RevView or haven't used these functions before. First thing is the Health Center. The Health Center here is reporting the current status of states defined to a focal point here from AIX, Linux, Windows, IBM iSeries servers of different things I'd like to see. Now, the state name can be anything you'd like it to be. As I said, they're all user defined. Here's the disk status of all the different servers reporting in now at this current point in time, with lights to convey medium, high importance, warnings, and just notifications, etc. So that is the indicator. The lights are where you want to see whether processes, services, subsystems, jobs are running, EDI, etc. Date labels are when things are due to expire. Date difference is how long servers have been up, how long processes have been running for, etc., etc. So this, again, is all the states and their current status reporting to a focal point. Again, you can have as many focal points as you require. We're just pointing to this IBM iSeries focal point. So that's the Health Center. The next one is the Network Center. Now, this is very similar where it uses lights to convey this medium, high importance, warnings, and just notifications of all the RevSoft modules on all the different servers within your enterprise. Again, going to a single focal point. You can have as many focal points as you want. At this point in time, we're just pointing to this one. Again, you can filter by and see the lights if there's messages outstanding, disk warnings, scheduler jobs have ended or not ended correctly. So you can see whatever you want. So the important thing here is to understand the Network Center and then the Health Center. Now we're going to move on. Now to the Control Center. Now, as we showed before, the Health Center is in the upper right here. Network Center is in the lower right there. And the devices and their last seen date and time and their current status is shown here in the tree. So let me add some groups of devices that we've made up. All groups of devices are user defined. So what we'll go is we'll go with that there. Then we'll put the SANs at the bottom. All right, so what we've got there, let's make the form a little bit more readable, make it a bit broader. Right, so what we've got there is we've got our Health Center up here. Again, I can set it to medium and high priority. I can look at the disk status, etc., lights that are there, whatever I'd like to see. The same way down here, I can set the status of the RevSoft modules to medium and high priority, but I can filter by scheduler, rev disk, anything I'd like to see. Now, on the left here is a new part where we've basically got the user-defined groups and servers or devices. Now, the lights convey the status, which is good, planned outage, warning or unplanned outage, and the date and time the device was last seen. Now, we are not going out and pinging those devices. This is their current server or device date and time. It reported to this focal point being RevSoft Lab 01. Okay, so a lot of these are on Australian time. This one is on US East Coast time. This is on Greenwich Mean Time, Triton. Now, a lot of these devices, like the SANs that we've got here, aren't devices that we can talk to quite easily, but the older ones would send out an email of, hey, I'm still here, and this is how long I've been up for, and or warnings of issues that were there. And the newer ones will do that, as well as SNMP alerts instead of emails. Rev Message can read emails, it can read SNMP alerts, it can read basically anything and turn it into a message, which can then be reported in the last scene here. Now, because we've got the device, let's just make this a little bit easier and just make the screen a little bit bigger there. Because we've got the devices and servers there, what we should do now is show you how the status can change. So anyone that's used REV Message before knows there's a REV Message Dispatcher, which is the part that runs on Windows as a service, and it picks up anything you want sent out as an email or an SMS or any other type of communication. Now, part of the functionality within REV Message Dispatcher is that we could actually have a planned outage where we could say, hey, I don't want you to monitor this IBM iSeries for 30 minutes because we're going to do a restricted state save and then do an IPL. After the 30 minutes, it would try and reconnect, and if it couldn't, it would treat that as an outage and it would let you know. So what we can do in the same way, just using a green screen here, we can just say, okay, let's do a send disconnect to this server here, and it will do that for us, and bang, it pops up very quickly to show us that, hey, this is a planned outage. So this guy has changed from green to yellow, which is a planned outage. We also have a portion within, or an application within RevView now, which allows you to log incidents, open incidents, how long, when it's due back. You're allowed to add notes, things like that. And this is where we work a lot of the things here. So while that's running, you'll see these guys keep running in the background. It doesn't affect them at all. And what you'll see here is, let's say we want to change the last seen time on the Florida sand. So what we're going to do is we're going to emulate that we received an email or an SNMP alert, because what it does, it basically filters into this command here. It's 1450 now, so we'll say the last seen time for the Texas sand here was 1450. We just go in there, press enter there. There it changes to 1450, and we can say, well, the Florida one was seen a little bit earlier because they're ahead on the time zone, and that one's changed there too. So that's emulating what would happen with the SNMP alerts or emails that came back. That could be any device you want in there. The guys used to laugh a lot when we were testing it because I put air conditioners in there and toasters and things like that. But it could be air conditioners. It could be anything, any key solutions you got there. It could be time clocks. It could be anything. So we can monitor basically anything where there is knowledge and information that we can receive or verify and then pump into here. As we can see now, it's reconnected. It's gone back to green. We're all good. So the live incident form has no live incidents in there. You can also open the incident form for a day here by just clicking on it and seeing all the incidents. You can double click on it and you can see when it was open, when it was closed. You can right click on it and get an incident sheet, which is basically, you can export that. That's a PDF. So we've tried to make all the information as close to your fingertips as humanly possible. So that's just a quick sneak peek at how and what RevView Control Center looks like. Please send us any information or suggestions or ideas. Thank you very much for your time.